Let me show you this video. Everywhere you go, they're talking climate change. It's a hoax.
Meanwhile, Bill Gates has spent more than a decade warning about the dangers of climate change.
You think that climate change could be a bigger disaster than COVID. Why is that?
Well, certainly climate change will make entire ecosystems die off. It'll make parts of the world, impossible to live in. And so the actual economic and death toll from climate change will be much, much, much greater than what we have with this pandemic.
But he's changing his tune now. He's actually rejecting the doomsday narrative in a new memo saying, quote, although climate change will have serious consequences, particularly for people in the poorest countries, it will not lead to humanity's demise. People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future.
So let's bring in the host of
Our climate change
News
expert.
Saturday night, our climate change expert, comedian Jimmy Fallon.
Things people don't know. I graduated climate school, and of course, Bill Gates graduated the Gavin Newsom School of Communication. What was going on there?
I have no idea.
Yeah, he's like, climate change isn't going to kill us. Vertigo is. Just keep looking at my hands. It was bad. What an about face. And it really gives up the whole entire grift that we always knew it was.
It angers me.
It drives me crazy because you know this. The movement has not only just changed again, but it changed in name 3 times before we got here. We were going to freeze to death in the 70s. Can you give me some money? We were going to melt in the 80s. Can you give me a couple of bucks? Then they were like, all right, we're not freezing, we're not melting, but the weather changes every day. How about a couple of bucks?
Right.
When no one gave in anymore, they were like, we're all going to die. And if you don't believe us, here's a 12-year-old Greta Thunberg to guilt you into giving us money.
Right.
Even she moved on. When the kid that was brought out to guilt us left town, I knew the jig was up, and here we are.
I mean, it's unbelievable. Remember this, when we were told the world was going to end.
This is the one challenge that could completely end human civilization.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change.
If we don't get our act together, the world that you will be bringing your children up in and your grandchildren up in will be increasingly unhealthy and uninhabitable.
If we don't, it will be a death sentence to countless of people.
Or it won't be. One or the other. Either they're 100% wrong, I say they're wrong.
And the one thing all of those people have in common is at the end of that speech, when they passed around the collection plate, they then got into a private jet.
Exactly.
And flew, except for Greta. She sailed to Gaza and moved on to the next protest. Give Greta credit. She at least traveled by boat once in a while.
Right.
And by the way, Al Gore made a lot of money off that Earth in the Balance
Big
book,
money. And
which,
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I was going to say. And his Tennessee mansion had an electric bill that made the Las Vegas Strip look Amish. Okay.
True.
They were all frauds. All of them.
Right.
Farmlands are being converted to reserved areas for the protection of the environment, so-called, with this lie about the climate change. It's a hoax. It's a hoax. And they have created several films. They've come up with so many things to try to convince people about climate change. They gather all these politicians and business leaders, get them in a room and show them videos, and those people sit down there and they say, it's real, it's real, it's real. So they say, we have to protect the environment.
If you actually believe that climate change is an existential threat, which is complete gibberish, nonsense, and balderdash, and all of you guys should be unafraid to push back against all that garbage, because it's designed for one thing: power and control.
There's no question about it. Climate change is not happening. There is no significant man-made global warming now. There hasn't been any in the past, and there's no reason to expect any in the future. There's a whole lot of baloney. And yes, it has become a big political point of the Democratic Party and part of their platform, and I regret it's become political instead of scientific.
Trump claims victory over what he called the hoax of climate change after billionaire philanthropist Bill Gates
admission that a warming world would not end civilization.
Via a Truth Social post that read, we just won the war on the climate change hoax. Bill Gates has finally admitted that he was completely wrong on the issue. It took courage to do so, and for that we are all grateful.